And one other very interesting finding looking within states is that Gujarat comes in as the third least corrupt. But amongst the corruption in the state that particularly worried the authors of this report, they identified the judicial system in Gujarat. Now, to what extent would that be a reflection that the Gujarat judicial system has actually failed, and I use that word advisedly, the victims of the Gujarat riots? Its biggest test is a test that it looks as if it's failing.
Two brief comments, Karan. If you take the states and corruption, in general there is a correlation between the quality of governance and the corruption levels. There was reference to Himachal Pradesh earlier. It's not a surprise at all. Mr. Parmar and later Shantakumar gave outstanding governments in Himachal Pradesh. That's why the overall improvement of Himachal is the best among all states in the country in the past 20-25 years. And therefore, that culture of better governance certainly pervades this sphere also. Gujarat also is definitely one of the better governed states in general, therefore corruption levels are low. But please remember, judiciary is impervious to political influences. The corruption in judiciary in Gujarat or across the country, again there was reference to that earlier, is the perception is it's increased for a variety of reasons. First is there is a shift in corruption in the country from the traditional license permit areas. Until the 1980s, most of the corruption is through license permit areas and physical controls,
And secondly?
which Mr. V.P. Singh and his successors. The second is, therefore the shift now has come to the sovereign areas of state action, that is policing, judicial functioning, the state's monopoly areas which can't be taken away, there's no competition possible in those areas.
So that's why
on and so
corruption now is centralized there.
And also, and particularly where there is raw power and there's no challenge. Police and judiciary are two classic areas where there's raw power.
Okay.
The only challenge is from the gundas, who have privatized justice and who have privatized policing powers.
Let's take a break at that point.
There's no
I want to
accountability.
come back after the break and focus attention on what